Hi, it's me again, and the BBC is skint. I mean, your licence fee's just gone up. Hopefully, you don't pay it to £169.50. But the BBC is skint, and they need a new funding method because they're not going to be able to survive much longer on the probably about £4 billion a year they get now from licence fees. But it says here, look, I mean, this is in the Shropshire Star, so it must be true, right? BBC predicts deficit will increase to £492 million amid significant strain. The corporation had an operating deficit of £220 million in 22-23. They get over £4 billion a year now from licence fees. They've got all these commercial projects. Don't forget they own all of UK TV. Don't forget they own all of BritBox International. Don't forget BBC Studios, BBC Distribution, BBC Production Limited. There's a lot of commercial companies with the BBC name on them. And yet, they still have a deficit of 400, or will have a deficit of £492 million. Who is the man at the top here, old Tim Davie, who cannot manage a corporation? There are countries, I've said it loads of times, have a look, go on to type in GDP of countries, right, and you will find countries that operate on an annual budget of less than £4 billion. They build schools, infrastructures, airports, hospitals. But the BBC can't make TV shows and run local radio for £4 billion a year. How is this even possible? In the corporation's annual plan, it outlined that an exceptional increased spend will push up the operating deficit to £468 million as the BBC covers major sporting events such as the Olympics in Paris and Euro. No, don't fall for it. Don't fall for that. They are wasting money. You want an example of the waste of money? Where are their headquarters? Just off Regent Street in London, one of the most expensive areas in the country that you could possibly have a building of that size. That's where the BBC's building is. But that's not enough. No. Look at this. BBC Birmingham Tea Factory. Construction starts on landmark new HQ. So they just recently sold off the old EastEnders set, but are leasing it back for some reason after spending over £80 million on the new EastEnders set. Don't know. It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me. Now they're building a huge new Birmingham headquarters because they don't have enough offices all over the country already at the minute. They're going to spend millions. I would suggest, I don't know how much this is costing, but that deficit of over 400 million, 3/4 of that has got to be going into this Birmingham tea factory. So if they didn't do this, they could be almost back in the black. The corporation said its future landmark home, called the Tea Factory, marked the beginning of a new era for production and creative industries in the Midlands. While announcing the start of the building work, the BBC also revealed a new BBC One commission. SAS Catching the Criminals will be made from Birmingham. Wow. The 100-year-old industrial building in Digbeth was unused for decades, and bosses said it'd be brought back to life in spectacular fashion. Have a look at some of these pictures. That looks like a couple of £100 million worth of unnecessary. Do they not have enough production facilities already? How big is BBC Television? So don't they still own the old BBC Television Centre, and they're renting that out to ITV, aren't they? Is that not all bought and paid for? Why do you need to build this? And let's not forget, BBC Studios owns BBC Productions Limited, and they've been buying up tons of independent television production companies, many of which have facilities. It's a money-burning party, the BBC. They need more of your money every year so they can burn it. Yeah, I really could go on for days about the waste of money at the BBC, all these things they're doing, and yet they're cutting back on the local radio and that. All right, it's expensive to run, but it's really peeing the people off, the core demographic that pay the licence fee. It's the older people that listen to local radio. They're the people that are most likely to pay the licence fee, not the younger people. So why do you keep cutting back on the stuff and making absolute tat. I mean, the money wastage. I've just got a few tabs open here from other videos I'm filming today. BBC's Race Across the World. Why are you spending money on that? I thought you were skint. Oh no, it's the Birmingham Tea Factory that's knackered you. Yeah, I could go. I'm going to go because I've just rant on for hours about this. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. While you're down and leaving your comment, hit all the buttons and everything as well. And if you do that, hopefully I'll get to see you in another video again soon, won't I? Ta-ra.